Good morning. Welcome to absolutely a super Saturday. May the weekend be beautiful. May it do us lots of learning, lots of love, and lots of light in our lives. So now let's enhance our manifestation. A quick check with all of you, just a few of you who've logged in. The full moon is still there to be seen in the sky. Hope you have manifested yesterday your goals. Done? Has the moon to follow? Have you surrendered your dreams? Have you been open and have you kept them all there? I can only see nodding. Pratima ji, Bharat, have you done it? Yes, says Shivani. So lovely. Because it's very important for us to be great in life. Money is because you've done it. So that's fine. Lovely. So let's add power to our dreams. And in fact, today morning, let the dreams be for your financial dreams. There's 1 minute, 21 seconds. Let's do a dance and song as if we've got a goal completion. And how do we feel with it? All right. Let's start that today morning. Super fabulous. And let's understand what is creative visualization. So yesterday we talked about that what is creative visualization. Now we'll take the game a step up and we'll see how creative visualization will work in our life. How can we genuinely creatively visualize, which will help us enhance our goals. So all of us manifest for a better life, better health, better knowledge of whatever our dreams are, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, physically, whatever. But how to make them come true is the most important question. So, how we heard what is creative visualization? You see something creatively, make a mental movie. All right. Now, what do we do to make it work? So, in order to understand how creative visualization works, it's useful to look at several interrelated principles. The physical universe is energy. So, you are energy, I am energy, this pen is energy, the book is energy. Whatever we have, everything around us is energy, including money. So money is abundantly available for everyone. Just that how much we want to tap depends upon us. कोई कमी नहीं है मनी की at all. The way पानी की कोई कमी नहीं है, खाने की कोई कमी नहीं है, money की भी कोई कमी नहीं है. But depends upon where you are. If you have those kind of, physical, mental being, you'll probably be in Somalia with lesser food. You'll probably be in a desert with lesser water. You'll probably be poor and not abundant. So, what are we understanding? That everything is energy. Every single thing in the universe is energy, which can be seen, felt, and taken towards your fruitions. Now, the scientific world is beginning to discover what metaphysical and spiritual teachers have known for centuries. So, a metaphysical world is something where you are going beyond yourself, out of body experiences are happening, and you learn a lot of stuff. What are spiritual teachers teaching you? That okay, its energy is everywhere, and you intertwine with your own energy, and life becomes a cakewalk. Now, our physical universe, which we can see, is not really composed of any matter at all. कुछ भी नहीं है, सिर्फ energy है. Its basic component is a kind of force or a sense that we call energy. Things appear to be solid and separate from one another on the level at which our physical senses normally perceive them. For example, all of you are different physically, I am different physically. But inside, if we are to be broken down, we'll be just nothing, we'll be energy, right? So if we all know हम पंचभूत से बनते हैं, पंचभूत में मिल जाते हैं, ultimately कुछ भी नहीं बचता, because कुछ है ही नहीं. It's only energy. आपकी vibrations कितनी high हैं, that determines what kind of person you are. If you're a very positive person, मतलब ही नहीं बनता negativity आपकी life में आए. Having said that, energy is a game which you could be playing. आज ज्यादा करी, कल ज्यादा करी, कभी डाउन भी हो जाती है, बट हमको ऊपर लेकर जाना है. Now, on final levels, however atomic and subatomic levels, seemingly solid matter is seen as smaller and smaller particles within particles, which eventually turn out to be just pure energy. No matter you talk about atoms, you don't know what you talk about molecules, everything is ultimately energy. Physically, we are all energy, and everything within and around us is made up of energy. We are all part of one great energy field. Things that we perceive to be solid and separate are in reality just various forms of essential energy, which is common to all. We are all one, even in a literal physical sense. The energy is vibrating at different rates of speed and thus has different qualities from finer to denser. जिन लोगों को हिंदी का पता हो, स्थूल शरीरम होता है, right? So your body is either it's gross or it's subtle. What energies are you radiating from? Human mode is supposed to be the grossest form of energy, right? Not only how we look at, we are solid and dense, also because the way we operate. Thought is relatively fine, light form of energy, and therefore very quick and easy to change. So they say that a human mind thinks 86,400 thoughts a day. Because thought is so light. आती है thought, आता है जाता है, आता है जाता है, आता है जाता है. Matter is relatively dense, compact energy, and therefore slower to move and change. Within matter, there is great variation as well. Living flesh is relatively fine, changes quickly, and is affected by many things. What does it mean? All of us are human beings. So हमारी life में our flesh will probably have a little, when we grow older, थोड़ी झुर्रियाँ आएंगी, थोड़ा loose होगा, because it's going to keep changing. Your skin is shedding, every time it's shedding itself, it's renewing itself. So 21 days, we can either look very bright or very dull. So it's very, very fine. A rock is a much denser form, slower to change and more difficult to affect. पानी बहुत ज़्यादा पड़ेगा तब जाके हल्का सा एक उसमें कर्व आएगा, डेंट आएगा, एक क्रेटर आएगा. So rock is a solid form. And let me tell you something, rock and minerals are also energy and they're also beings. The 5 level of beings, rock is the densest form. Yet, even rock is eventually changed and affected by the fine light energy of water, for example. All forms of energy are interrelated and can affect one another. Energy is magnetic. One law of energy is this. Energy of a great quality, certain quality or vibration tends to attract energy of a similar quality and vibration. Today, if I am vibrating in a very positive way, मेरे आसपास मुझे वैसे ही लोग मिलेंगे. और अगर मैं नेगेटिव सोच रही हूँ, मुझे वैसे ही लोग मिलेंगे. I am what I create. I am what I am. And that's what I create around me. So हम सब creators हैं, developers हैं, artists हैं. जो हम feel कर रहे हैं वैसे लोग आएंगे. अगर आपको आज एक business करना है, आप बड़े positive हो उसके बारे में कि अरे I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. आपको वैसे लोग मिलेंगे enhance करने को. और अगर इसमें टेंशन है, स्ट्रेस है, वैसे ही लोग मिले, हाँ भाई मत कर, अभी तो ये टाइम ही नहीं है बिजनेस करने का. Boom, what are you resonating at? Thoughts and feelings have their own magnetic energy that attract energy of a similar nature. We can see principally at work, for instance, when we accidentally run into someone we've been thinking of, or we happen to think of somebody, and all of a sudden the person calls and we see the person, and तब हम बोलते हैं, अरे कुछ और मांगा होता. But that is why it's happening that all of us at the right place, right time, and the right energy. We were meant to be here in this journey. ये कोई coincidence नहीं है, किसी ने हमको बताया कोई synchronicity हो गई कि हम एक दूसरे से मिल लिए. We were supposed to be in this journey together because we're supposed to understand these principles. Now, form follows idea. Thought is a quick, light, mobile form of energy. It manifests instantaneously, unlike the denser forms such as matter. When we create something, we always create it first in thought form. A thought or idea always precedes manifestation. मैनिफेस्टेशन कब आएगी, विश कब आएगी? जब एक दिमाग में विचार आएगा कि मुझे ये करना है, ऐसा मैं कर सकता हूँ, एक पिक्चर बनेगी दिमाग में, तब आप उसको ड्रीम करोगे कि हाँ ये पूरा हो जाता. Example, I think I'll make dinner is the idea that precedes creation of a meal. I want a new dress precedes going out to buying one. I need a job precedes finding one, and so on and so forth. An artist first has an idea or inspiration that creates a painting. A builder first has an idea, a design that builds a home. The idea is like a blueprint. It creates an image of the form, which then magnetizes and guides a physical energy to flow into that form, and eventually manifests it on the physical plane. The same principle holds true even if we do not take direct physical action to manifest our ideas. कई बार simply manifest करने से, वो आइडिया सोचने से, विचार करने से, एक्सपैंड करने से और मैनिफेस्ट करने से एंड सरेंडर करने से वो हो जाता है, अपने आप एक्शंस अलाइनमेंट में आ जाते हैं. Now, simply having any idea or thought, holding it in your mind is an energy that will tend to attract and create that form of the material plane. अपने आप लोग को रियलाइज होगा, आपने ड्रीम जर्नल्स में अपने ड्रीम्स लिखे 2021 में, एंड कब मैनिफेस्ट होके सामने आ जाएगी, लाइक ओ माय गॉड, तब सोचा था मैंने. दैट्स व्हाई आई से जर्नलिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बाद में मजा आता है देख करके, अरे डन 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 डन, ये भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया. And create new ideas, think big, dream big, achieve big. That's how life is. If you constantly think of illness, you may eventually become ill. If you believe yourself to be beautiful, you will become beautiful. No, कई लोग आपने देखा होगा कहाँ रहते हैं, younger years में, बड़े जाकर they look so gorgeous and handsome, and you're like, wow, what happened? It's all about what you are thinking. If I'm thinking right now I want to become rich, I will become rich because that's my energy. What's the big deal about becoming rich? अपने आप आइडियाज आएंगे, डोर्स खुलेंगे. Unconsciously, ideas and feelings held inside of us operate in the same way. कई बार हम कॉन्शियस भी नहीं होते. मैं ये नहीं बोलती हम नेगेटिवली सोचते हैं, बट कई बार हमारे अंदर का जो फियर फैक्टर है वो वर्क करता है, वो ही मैनिफेस्ट करता है. सो वी हैव टू बी वेरी कॉन्शियस. जब कभी नेगेटिव फीलिंग आए, उस इमोशन को बात करो, दिल में है, बॉडी में कहाँ पर है, धड़कन फड़कन, व्हाट्स हैपनिंग, क्या सेंसेशन हो रहा है, कीप योर हैंड ऑन दैट, टॉक टू इट एंड जस्ट से आई लेट गो, आई लेट गो. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू लेट गो. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द लॉ ऑफ रेडिएशन एंड अट्रैक्शन. आप सबने रेडिएशन का सुना होगा. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड इट. व्हाट इज इट? This is the principle that whatever you put out into the universe will be reflected back to you. As you sow, so shall you reap. What this means from a practical standpoint is that we always attract into our lives whatever we think about the most, believe in most strongly, expect on the deepest levels, and or imagine most vividly. अगर हम अभी से बोल रहे हैं, मैं अपने बुरे दिनों के लिए सेव कर रहा हूँ, अपने बुढ़ापे के लिए सेव कर रहा हूँ, भगवान ना करे, खुदा ना करे, ऐसा खुदा खास्ता कुछ ऐसा हो जाए जो हम अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाए, मैं उसके लिए फंड सेव कर रहा हूँ, तथास्तु, so it is. Don't say that. Say that I'm saving for my good times. Let the good times roll. Think big, dream big, do big, but say big and think in your heart and feel it. When we are negative and fearful, insecure or anxious, we often attract the very experiences, situations, or people that we are seeking to avoid. अरे आज ये नहीं मिल जाए पार्टी में, मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, क्योंकि आपने बोला ये नहीं मिल जाए. यूनिवर्स क्या बोल रहा है? अरे आज ये मिल जाए पार्टी में. यूनिवर्स को ना तो आता ही नहीं. इट्स ऑल पॉजिटिव एनर्जी. तो आपका ना तो वहां आपके रिफ्लेक्ट बैक कर गया, तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. सो आपको क्या बोलना है? अरे आज पार्टी बड़े हार्मनी से निकल जाए, एवरीवन, अच्छे जो लोग मुझे पसंद है वो मिल जाए, बहुत मजा आ जाए, तथास्तु. नेगेटिव लोग हैं, आई एग्री, कंडीशंस हैं, चीजें हैं, उनको एक्सपैंड नहीं करना, लेट गो करना है, लेट गो, फॉरगिव करना है। फॉरगिव का मैंने मीनिंग बताया आप लोगों को, फॉरगिव वर्ड कैसे बना है, फॉर गिविंग लव, फॉरगिविंग। जब आप प्रेम देते हो, प्यार देते हो, तो आप अपने, you're a giver, and when you're a giver you will always receive. So forgive करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जो गांठें बनी रहती है रिलेशनशिप्स के बीच में, no 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 no, we have to let go. So basically, if we are positive in our attitude, we're expecting and envisioning pleasure, satisfaction, and happiness, we tend to attract and create people, situations, and events that conform to our positive expectations. So consciously imagining what we want can help us to manifest it in our lives. Now let's understand how creative visualization कैसे use करेंगे. Using creative visualization is about a process of change, which is not occurring on superficial level through mere positive thinking. सिर्फ positive thinking से ही नहीं manifest हो जाएगा. उसमें आएगा exploring, discovering, changing our deepest, most basic attitude towards life. अगर हम एक्सप्लोर करेंगे किसी आइडिया को, डिस्कवर करेंगे हाँ इसमें ये है, ये है, ये है, और सोचेंगे अरे वाओ आई एम फीलिंग इट, अरे नजरिया लाइफ की तरह बदल रहा है। एक लाइफ में यू कांट ट्रस्ट लाइफ, यू कांट ट्रस्ट पीपल, अरे आई ट्रस्ट लाइफ, लाइफ हैज माय बैक, ओ ब्रिंग इट ऑन, लाइफ इज मैजिकल। हम रोज क्यों बोलते हैं मेडिटेशन में लाइफ इज मैजिकल, लाइफ इज अ गिवर, लाइफ इज ब्यूटिफुल, बिकॉज वो हमारी डीप रूटिंग कंडीशनिंग में जा रहा है। 121 days, 121 days of our learning, हम एवरी सिंगल डे ये बोल रहे हैं। ऑब्वियसली डीप रूट हमारा एटीट्यूड बदलेगा। जो लोग मेरे साथ पहले से हैं, टेल मी ऑन द चैट बॉक्स, आपका नजरिया, पर्सपेक्टिव, पैराडाइम बदला कि नहीं, रोज सुन सुन के, पढ़ पढ़ के? This is what we are all working on. It's creative visualization, and on a deep down level, we are working on ourselves. That is why learning to use creative visualization is absolutely beneficial. It can become an experience of deep and deep meaningful growth. अगर आप चाहते हैं, it can really, really help you. You can just become the next level people. अच्छा, life में difficulties आएंगी, please उनको भी bring it on करिए. It's all right. Whatever has come, this too shall pass. In magic words को etch कर लीजिए अपनी life में. कुछ कठिन समय आए, tough times आए, this too shall pass. Think about the good times and they will roll in your life. In this process, we often discover ways in which we have been holding ourselves back, blocking ourselves from achieving satisfaction and fulfillment in our lives through our fears and unconscious beliefs. हम ही हैं अपने path में एक बड़ा सा road block. हमारे belief, हमारे बचपन की conditioning, societal pressure, लोग क्या कहेंगे. So as I keep quoting my guru Nitya, नित्या से सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. हम लोगों के पीछे भाग गए हैं. अरे लोगों का तो काम है कहना, वो तो कहेंगे, good or bad they will say. Forget people, forget that, do what makes you happy. And वही से लोग अच्छी बातें बोलेंगे. Now once seen clearly, these limitations, these attitudes can often be dissolved through the creative visualization process, leaving space for us to find and live a natural state of greater happiness, fulfillment, and love. At first, you may practice creative visualization at specific times and for specific goals. अभी हम शुरुआत कर रहे हैं, तो हम एकदम specific time सोचेंगे कि अरे हमें ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, एकदम clearly. For example, अब जैसे Amazon पे जाते हो ना, you just type कि अरे this is what I want, and उसके 10 चीजें आती हैं, फिर आप उसको देखते हो कि specification, अरे मुझे ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, okay fine, click, buy, put in your, your whatever they say, cart. So please, that clearly we have to think about our goals. ये नहीं कि मुझे 121 करोड़ रुपए चाहिए. अरे क्या करना है 121 करोड़ का? पर्पस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्या करोगे, कितना री इन्वेस्ट करोगे, कितना सोसाइटी में डालोगे, कितना एम्पावरमेंट करोगे? As you get more in the habit of using it, begin to trust the results it can bring you. You will find that it becomes an integral part of your thinking process. It becomes a continuous awareness, a state of consciousness in which you know that you are the constant creator of your life. This is the ultimate point of creative visualization, to make every moment of our lives a moment of wondrous creation, and which we are just naturally choosing the best, the most beautiful, the most fulfilling lives we can ever imagine. So let's quickly do some exercises which will help us further to understand today on this magical day. So just turn the page. Yes. So a simple exercise, बहुत simple है, हम सबके लिए करना शुरुआती में for creative visualization. फर्स्ट थिंक ऑफ समथिंग यू वुड लाइक. अब कुछ भी आपका ड्रीम है उसके बारे में सोच लीजिए. फॉर दिस एक्सरसाइज चूज समथिंग सिंपल. सो ऑल ऑफ यू टुडे आई वांट यू टू थिंक समथिंग सो सिंपल जहां आपका दिमाग नहीं जा रहा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं आधे से ज्यादा लोगों को बोलती हूँ, जैसे मैंने जो फर्स्ट टाइम किया था, मुझे येलो कलर बहुत पसंद है, तो मैंने येलो गाड़ी मैनिफेस्ट की थी. मुझे बटरफ्लाईज बहुत पसंद है, लव द फ्रीडम, मैंने वो मैनिफेस्ट की थी. मैंने एक रेनबो मैनिफेस्ट किया था. कि 3 चीज, थिंक ऑफ 3 थिंग्स. यहाँ क्रिएटिव विजुअलाइजेशन 1 थिंग बोल रहे हैं, मैं बोल रही हूँ थिंक ऑफ 3 थिंग्स दैट यू हैव नो अटैचमेंट विद, आपको मैनिफेस्ट करना है. This will help you increase your muscle. And then now when you have decided to see something which दिख जाता है, please put that experience in the group to motivate others. वो लोग भूल जाते हैं कि मुझे करना था, सुबह तो याद है, उसके बाद भूल जाते हैं. So आज हम meditation में भी इसको try करेंगे. For this exercise, simply choose something simple that you can imagine attaining. It might be an object you would like to have, an event you would like to happen, a situation in your life that you find yourself, or some circumstance in your life that you'd like to improve. ये तो बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें हो गई. मैं तो बोल रही हूँ simply start with something so simple as irrelevant. So मैंने एक बार पिकॉक मैनिफेस्ट किया था, ऑर्किड मैं तो कई चीजें ट्राई कर चुकी हूँ अपनी पावर, एंड रियलाइज कि ओ माय गॉड कहाँ से क्या क्या मिल जाता है, राइट. एंड इट डजंट मैटर कि वो फोटोग्राफ में दिख रहा है, कि सोशल मीडिया पे जा रहे हो तो वो पॉपअप कर रहा है, कि कोई होर्डिंग पे दिख रहा है, कि आपके कमरे में लाइव आ रहा है या मूवी में आ रहा है. यू नेवर नो कहाँ आ रहा है. आपने मैनिफेस्ट किया, आपको दिख गया. दैट इज द पावर ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग. हम क्या करेंगे? Get in a comfortable position, either sitting down or lying down in a quiet place where we won't be disturbed. We'll relax our body. We'll start from our toes and moving up to our scalp. We'll think of relaxing every muscle in our body, letting all the tension flow out of our body. We'll deeply breathe, and I will do all of this, but hum pad rahe. We'll deeply breathe and we'll see our breathing going into the belly. We'll count down slowly from 10 to 1, feeling ourselves getting more and more relaxed, feeling ourselves relaxing every single muscle in our body. Now, when that happens, when we are completely relaxed, we'll start to imagine the thing we really want, exactly as we want it. अच्छा, आज इसमें ना आप कर सकते हो जो भी आप चाहते हो, राइट? बिकॉज आज फुल मून का 3rd फेज चल रहा है. सो आज लेट्स थिंक ऑफ व्हाट वी रियली वांट. ओके, विद सिंपल थिंग जो हमको हो जाए. 3 चीजें तो सोच लीजिएगा. फन मैनिफेस्टेशन. ओके, 2 चीजें मैंने बताई हैं, वन विच यू वांट टू हैपन, मन से, दिल से, और एक 3 चीजें जो आपको लगता है कि हाँ मुझे दिखनी है. If it is an object, imagine yourself with the object, using it, admiring it, enjoying it, showing it to your friends. If it's a situation or event, imagine yourself there, everything happening just as you want it to happen. You may even imagine what people are saying or any details that make it more real to you. जितनी डिटेल डालोगे उतना अच्छा करोगे, क्योंकि आप उसको expand कर रहे हो. You may take a relatively short time or quite a few minutes to imagine this. जो कोई कुछ सही नहीं है, कुछ गलत नहीं है. बहुत टाइम लग रहा है, कम टाइम लग रहा है, depends upon you. Have fun with it. It should be a thoroughly enjoyable experience, like a child daydreaming about what he wants for his birthday. Now, keeping the idea or image still in mind, mentally make some very positive, affirmative statements to yourself, aloud or silently as you prefer about it, such as, here I am spending a wonderful weekend in the mountains. What a beautiful vacation. तो हमें अपने आप को फास्ट फॉरवर्ड कर लेना है उस सीन पे जो हम क्रिएट करना चाह रहे हैं, कि हम उसको लिव कर रहे हैं राइट नाउ, with that intensity, with that feeling. और हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, क्या फील कर रहे हैं. So I love the views from the spacious new apartment. What an apartment. Amazing. If you want a new apartment. Or I'm learning to love and accept myself as I am. Suppose if you think, oh, मेरी झुर्रियां हैं, blemishes हैं, मैं बहुत मोटा हूँ, मैं बहुत bald हूँ, मैं ये perfect नहीं हूँ, वो नहीं. So पहला self acceptance. I love myself. I accept myself the way I am. And that's when magics happen. These positive statements are called affirmations. ये हम सबकी लाइफ का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है, तभी हमारी बुक भी है affirmations की. हम रोज हार्ड थॉट पढ़ते भी हैं affirmations में. ये क्रिएटिव विजुअलाइजेशन में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, साइंटिफिकली प्रूवन है. And Shakti Gawain is discussing this again and again with us. She will be talking on a full chapter about this again, but nonetheless हमें पता है affirmations क्या होती हैं. पॉजिटिव सकारात्मक स्टेटमेंट्स होती हैं. If you like, you can end your visualization with a firm statement to yourself. This or something better now manifests for me. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है समझना कि सिर्फ उस पे मत स्टिक अप करिए. हमेशा मैनिफेस्टेशन के एंड में बोलिए, मूनोलॉजी में बोलिए, सरेंडर में बोलिए, फुल मून में बोलिए, ये या इससे ज्यादा जो भी अच्छा हो, सर्वोत्तम हो मेरे लिए, वो मेरे लिए मैनिफेस्ट करे। मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ, देखिए मेरी विश है, बट ये या इससे ज्यादा, सो दैट हमें पता ही नहीं। हमने 121 करोड़ मांगे, एक्चुअली हमको मिलने वाले हैं 252 करोड़, लेकिन हमने मांगा ही नहीं। हम बोले हम 121 पे हमने बंद कर लिया, दिस और समथिंग मोर, राइट, इन टोटली सेटिस्फाइंग इन हार्मोनियस वेज। अब मैंने 121 करोड़ मांगे, किसी का डांसर होके थोड़ा मुझे मिलना चाहिए, सबके अच्छे के लिए होना चाहिए, अच्छी इनकम आनी चाहिए, अच्छी रकम आनी चाहिए, अच्छी एनर्जी आनी चाहिए। कोई मर टूट के मिले मुझे पैसा, क्या फायदा, दैट्स नॉट गुड मनी। So very important to say this or something better now manifest for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. अगर सपोज मैं और आप में से सपोज जितेंद्र जी बिजनेस पार्टनरशिप में है और मैं बोल रही हूँ मुझे इतना प्रॉफिट चाहिए, तो जितेंद्र जी और मेरे हाईएस्ट गुड के लिए होना चाहिए, ये नहीं कि उनके तो पैसे डूब गए और मेरे पैसे आ गए, राइट। इसलिए हाईएस्ट गुड बोलते हैं सबका, जो भी कंसर्न हो उस हमारी ड्रीम वर्ल्ड में। इस स्टेटमेंट में बहुत 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 पावर है, सो आई ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट दिस। This statement leaves room for something different and even better than you had originally envisioned happening, and serves as a reminder to you that this process only functions for the mutual benefit of all. One more line I love is, I trust the process of life, because life unfolds, right? अपनी प्रोसेस में चल रही है। अगर हम बोलते हैं आई एम डिवाइनली गाइडेड, सो अगर हम ऐसा विश्वास करते हैं, लाइफ विल बी लाइक दैट। यू नो, अभी मैंने क्या किया, 4 बजे I went up on the terrace. I have a very beautiful terrace. I went up, I opened my hands in the universe, you know, and I said all of these lines. I gave all my dreams to the universe, and I said, today I surrender them. सरेंडर करने की जरूरत नहीं होती हमेशा कि वो येलो पेपर पे रेड पेन से लिखो और उसको बर्न करो। वो हमने शुरू में किया फॉर लाइक 8 to 10 months, in fact over a year we've been doing that, like for people who are attached with me, so that हमारी मसल्स बिल्ड अप हो। बाद में एक पॉइंट आता है कि आप यूनिवर्स को ऐसे सरेंडर कर सकते हो, एंड आई लेट गो, this or something higher better can unfold for me, it manifests for me now. Say that so that you know you trust the process of life. Now if doubts or contradictory thoughts arise, don't resist them or don't try to prevent them. Negative thought अगर आए, उसको रोकना नहीं है, टोकना नहीं है। अगर आप वो करोगे तो आप उसको पावर दोगे। This will tend to give them a power they don't deserve, they don't otherwise have. So अगर वो आ रही है, आके जाने दो, उस किसी और चीज के बारे में सोचना शुरू कर दो, शिफ्ट योर एनर्जी। इसलिए मैंने आप लोगों को स्विच वर्ड्स सिखाए थे, राइट। या आप प्लेलिस्ट बना लो, नेगेटिव थॉट्स आए प्लेलिस्ट को दबाओ, लव यू जिंदगी, फॉर मी दैट सॉन्ग इज ब्यूटीफुल। Whenever I'm down, I just put on my AirPods and I do you know, auto cancellation, and I'm like, love you zindagi, and then I'm like, yes, I love my life, and वो I switch myself. नेगेटिव थॉट्स आएंगी बट उनको एक्सपैंड नहीं करना, उनको चेंज करना है, थिंकिंग व्हाट यू रियली वांट टू हैव। Let them flow through your consciousness, acknowledge them, return to your positive statements and images. One more thing that works for me is, जब नेगेटिव थॉट आती है मैं उसको एक्सेप्ट करती हूँ किस बॉडी पार्ट से आ रही है, उसको मैं बोलती हूँ, you know, you've showed up but I no longer need you, I let go. So then आपने उसको बोल दिया कि अब तुम्हारी जरूरत ही नहीं है। rather than मैं सोचो अरे ये नहीं हो जाए तो तथास्तु। Do this process only as long as you find it enjoyable and interesting. It could be 5 minutes or half an hour. Repeat every day or as often as you can. इसीलिए every day का first assignment रहता है, आपने divine love manifestation meditation या अपने बनाया हुआ meditation करा कि नहीं, enjoy करा कि नहीं इस process को, कि मैं मेरा ये dream है, देखा कि नहीं। Creatively visualize करना, सोचना बहुत important है। As you see, the basic process is relatively simple. Using it really effectively, however, usually requires some understanding and refinement. So that is what we're going to be reading today. And tomorrow will be yet another beautiful morning. So आज आप लोग के लिए मैंने 2 assignments दी हैं, please करिएगा. And we will anyways be doing that in our manifestation. Shivani, today when you record, you can say manifestation meditation. It will be shorter, simpler, nicer. Time for sun salutations. अभी मून को हम प्रे करा है कल रात को, आज भी मैंने तो किया है, अब सन को भी करते हैं। सूर्योदय अभी हुआ नहीं है, होगा, but let's already advance gratitude करते हैं। Let's take blessings.
The Surya Namaskar with mantras. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaye Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Khagaye Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaye Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaye Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkaye Namaha. Om Bhaskaraye Namaha. Salutations to the universal friend. Salutations to the resplendent sun. Salutations to the energy that induces activity within us. Salutations to the one who illumines. Salutations to the sun moving across the sky. Salutations to the giver of strength. Salutations to the golden cosmic self. Salutations to the Lord of the dawn. Salutations to the son of Aditi, the cosmic mother. Salutations to the benevolent mother. Salutations to the energy that we praise, and to the one who guides us to salvation. The sun salutation now with the names of the postures, both in Sanskrit and English. Pranamasana, Hastuttanasana, Padahastasana, left leg back, Ashvasanchalanasana, Parvatasana, and hold this position, and now slowly progressing into the deeper version of Parvatasana, Adho Mukh Svanasana. Ashtang Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left forward Ashvasanchalanasana, Padahastasana, Hastuttanasana, Pranamasana. On the right side, prayer position, raised arms pose, hand to feet pose, right leg back, equestrian pose, mountain pose, hold mountain pose, and slowly moving into the deeper version of mountain, the downward facing dog. Salute with 8 limbs, cobra, press back to mountain, right forward equestrian pose, hand to feet pose, raised arms position, prayer pose. One round of the sun salutation with awareness on the breathing. So exhaling our hands to the chest, pranam. Inhaling as we bend back. We exhale as we fold forward. Left leg back, inhale as we're arching back. Exhale into the forward. Hold the breath for knees, chest, chin. Inhale as we arch back. Exhale into the forward. Left leg forward, inhale. This is a back bend. Exhale whenever we bend forward. Inhale as we bend back. Exhale, hands to the chest. And on the right, deep breathing. Exhale. A deep inhale. A long exhale. Right leg back with an inhale. And exhale. Hold the breath. Inhale and exhale. Right leg forward with a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
So did I feel the lag of the video, or did you also feel? into 3 sets. Nonetheless, all of us have done the sun salutations. All of us have taken the blessings. So let's move on to our next journey of tapping into wealth. So again, tapping into wealth, hum log kya kar rahe hain? All the negative programming, we are going through it, understanding it, taking it off, and rewiring ourselves with new affirmations, right? Now, सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आती है ये वेल्थ क्रिएट करने में, जब हम अपने आप को फील करते हैं इनविजिबल, यू नो, मुझसे बेटर कुछ हो जाता, मेरे वर्थ इट नहीं है, and so on and so forth. Let's understand it. There's another very common vow that you will stop yourself in where you are, wherever your tracks are, as you go for your new goal. It hinders scores of people from going to the bigger, bolder action that is necessary to create more wealth and income. It will also cause inner conflict around honoring your value, offering your service at a higher price, and settling emotional boundaries, especially when it comes to marketing yourself. Instead of owning all of your attributes, you vow to keep your true inner self invisible. And the persona you show the world is someone else, someone more appropriate, acceptable, modest, self-sacrificing, and the likes. You vow to be a person whom others, again, family, parents, teachers, friends have told you to be or need you to be. So हम क्या कर रहे हैं? एक रोल मॉडल बनना चाह रहे हैं. ये सब अरे यार बेस्ट बेटा है, बेस्ट पापा है, बेस्ट बिजनेसमैन है, बेस्ट हस्बैंड है. हम in order to be somebody else, हम अपने inner self को छुपा रहे हैं. It's okay to be human, yeah. हमारे कुछ special attributes हैं, उनको समझें हम. Sometimes you may have taken this vow because your physical safety was at stake, and you learned that if you become invisible, you will feel more secured. Having a low profile may have helped you be off the radar screen of someone who scared you. Some people take this vow because they perceive there would be an emotional and psychological danger in the form of criticism or negativity. If their true desires, their feelings, their talents were revealed. Now, being the kind of a person who gets less noticed in negative ways may seem like a safer choice. Having a persona that's low-key can limit the attention given to you. So you vow to be as invisible as you can be. I have worked with people बचपन में physically molest हुए थे, men and women both, and now they have told अरे मेरे को तो नहीं दिखना ही नहीं है, and इतने average, they were so good looking as children, now they look so average because that's what they want to look. So when I worked with them, within a year they started looking so much more handsome and so much more beautiful. Why? तो अपने shell से बाहर निकल रहे थे. हम जाने अनजाने में vows ले लेते हैं, right? And in vows को हमें clear करना है कि मैं ऐसा बनूंगा या मुझे ऐसा है, ऐसा है, ऐसा है. अब वो हमारे, that's why मैं बोलती हूँ कुछ भी हम manifest करें, for the highest good of for me and for highest good of all involved बोलना, उसे at least अच्छा जो मेरे लिए हो वो होगा. मैं क्या चाह रही हूँ क्या पता उतना अच्छा नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी अच्छा नहीं है. जरूरत तो नहीं, ये जरूरत तो नहीं कि सारी manifestation जो मैं सोची है वो perfect हो, right? बहुत important है. Now, the important thing to know is that regardless of where this tendency towards invisibility started, starting to reach to the higher level of action or your confidence or your visibility, it requires to go after a big goal that will trigger this vow. That's why I keep saying, think big, dream big, achieve big. And जब बड़े targets होंगे, बड़े goals होंगे, so पेट में एक fire आएगी, अरे मैं ये करूँगा. अगर comfortable हैं हम अपने goal में, suppose अगर हम अभी 1 करोड़ कमा रहे हैं और हम बोलते हैं 1 करोड़ 5 लाख कमा लेते हैं, सो उसमें क्या हल्का फुल्का करोगे हो जाएगा. बट इफ यू से अब मैं 1.5 करोड़ कर लेता हूँ तो अरे उसको करने के लिए टू हैव मोर. सो गोल्स होने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. नाउ व्हेन यू आर फेस्ड विद न्यू चैलेंजेस, न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज, all of a sudden you feel like very uncomfortable in 2 very specific ways. First, when you start to take or even think about taking a high level of action, it means you'll become more visible. Extreme fear and anxiety will be activated inside you. जानते हैं चाहे नहीं जानते, ये होता है. सेकंड, जब आप अपनी बात करते हैं, अपनी वैल्यूज की बात करते हैं, अपनी कोर बिलीव्स की बात करते हैं, अपनी कॉन्फिडेंस की बात करते हैं, देन यू फील अरे यार मैं बहुत एरोगेंट तो नहीं हो रहा, लोग क्या बोलेंगे, अरे शिक चिली की बातें करता है. तो शेम, दैट फीलिंग कम्स इन बिकॉज दैट सोसाइटी वैसी है ना. सोसाइटी में किसने किसको एक्सेप्ट किया जब कोई बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें करता है, वाह बेटा तेरे सपने बहुत बड़े बड़े, आई होप सारे पूरे हो. अरे ये तो ऐसे ही बोलता रहता है. Isn't that what you say? So that's why shame आता है. Now these are awful feelings that will stop you from taking action. Since it's what you believe, since it's what you've been thinking of, since that's what you're structured, programmed at, you're designed to do that. Now, autonomic nervous system reactions are great deterrents, keeping you in line with your vow to stay small, invisible, and not shine too brightly. So please start shining. Please start saying that I shine bright, bright here, bright now, because you're creating a value or system in your conditioning and programming. Now, these nervous systems, which are great deterrents, जो आपको down pull करेंगे, इनकी एक special problem होती है या special quality होती है. They create a special brand of inertia and procrastination that are difficult to overcome when they're not understood. आप सोच विचार में पड़े रहेंगे, and that's what you're going to be in that trap. This is why it's imperative, it's very important to clearly see and feel you've taken this vow. So you can use this exercise to understand the trapping scripts below to eliminate it. Reaching your big goal depends on it. After you work on this vow, your willingness and courage to take bold action will soar. So पहले हमको समझना है कि मेरे अंदर क्या प्रोग्रामिंग है, उसको आउट करना है, नई प्रोग्रामिंग को इन करना है, and finally take action. It's very important to recognize that this vow already impacts our life and actions. For instance, the vow to be invisible can keep you from speaking up and speaking well of yourself and your value. कोई नहीं चाहता ना कि मैं दब्बू बन के रहूं घर में, या मैं दूसरों की बात करता हूँ. सब बोलना चाहते हैं ना, अंदर एक टाइगर होता है, बट वो लाइन रोर ही नहीं कर पाता क्योंकि हम तो मैं तो नहीं कर सकता, ये तो नहीं बस की बात है. आपने बहुत मेन वेमेन को देखा होगा जो ऐसे करते हैं, क्योंकि बेचारियों के अंदर वो फायर डाउन कर दी, रोक टोक के इतना. जो यंग पेरेंट्स हैं, जिनके पेरेंट्स बहुत, जो बच्चे बहुत छोटे हैं या टीनेजर्स भी हैं, रोकिए टोकिए मत, प्लीज लेट देम सोर हायर. Yesterday I was in a very beautiful conversation with Sunil Bharti Mittal. He's the owner of Airtel. He addressed us and he said one thing, कि एक होता है प्यार और एक होता है लाड. Don't compromise, but don't over indulge. उनको value दो. So बिगाड़ो मत, लेकिन सवारो. जो चाहते हैं दो. Tell them the value and tell them that you can do whatever in life you want, but over indulge नहीं करना. So that is what we are talking to ourselves, कि लोगों को अगर वो ऐसे इनविजिबल बनना चाहते हैं, it's because of parents या समाज जो बोलता है ये नहीं, अरे ये मत बोल, चुप बैठ जाओ, don't say all this, चुप बैठ जाओ, let them express. अभी हम बोल रहे हैं चुप बैठ जाओ, बड़े होकर जब फोन नहीं करेंगे ना, बाहर काम करेंगे, बोले हमारे बच्चे को टाइम नहीं है हमारे लिए. आपने बोला चुप बैठ जाओ, वो आज मैनिफेस्ट हो रहा है. So please be careful how you're behaving. Even if you have teenage children or even if you have older children, आज भी we can change ourselves as parents. पेरेंटिंग में प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कोई मैनुअल नहीं है कि गुड पेरेंटिंग बैड पेरेंटिंग. जो गट फीलिंग आते हैं वो करते हैं. गट को चेंज करना है. बिकम अ पर्सन हु इज अ गिवर ऑफ लव. नाउ let's come back to Margaret. She says, instead of you may often downplay your worth, you may brush off compliments, you may deflect attention and focus off yourself or onto any other person. This vow keeps the most amazing talented people from marketing themselves in a bigger way due to a fear of public speaking. While I agree that modesty is a much nicer trait than narcissism, there's a downside to always having to downplay your assets and achievements in every circumstance because it's dictated by a vow. कि यार नहीं मैं बहुत नहीं करूंगा, अरे मैं नहीं. बट दिल्ली में ये अप्लाई नहीं होता यूजुअली. दिल्ली में लोग बढ़ चढ़ के बोलते हैं, कभी लड़ाई हो जाए, मेरा बाप कौन है टाइप्स. सो दिस इज नॉट इन दिल्ली पीपल, और देयर शोइंग समथिंग, अंदर कुछ है. ऐसा भी क्यों करते हैं? बिकॉज इनसिक्योरिटी है. यू वांट टू जस्ट टेल एवरीवन, ओह आई एम दिस, आई एम दैट. वो भी एक वाव ली रखी है हमने. हमें अपनी कंडीशनिंग समझनी है. Of course, we may appreciate it in a very nice, humble, and salt of the earth person. Salt of the earth person means very, very humble. अरे मिट्टी से आया मिट्टी में जा रहा है, that type of a person. But you won't be seen as a leader in your field or a go-to person up for a challenge. So please, if you want to become a leader, थोड़ी सी fire दिखानी important है. And keep the company which motivates you rather than demotivates you. Now, when you subconsciously have this vow to be invisible, other people will overlook and forget you when opportunities come up. They will treat you as if you're invisible, which is in a sense you are in a world where people who speak about and make up themselves visible get more. क्लास में भी देखा है ना, जो बच्चा अपने हाथ रेस करता है, मैम मेरा ये क्वेश्चन, मैम मुझे आंसर पता है, उसको सब जानते हैं, और पीछे एक बैक बेंचर होता है, अरे तो मेरी क्लास में भी थे क्या, आपको पीटीए मीटिंग में मालूम पड़ रहा है कि बच्चा क्लास में भी था मेरी। सो जो विजिबल होगा बोलेगा ऑब्वियसली लाइमलाइट में आएगा। So the vow to be invisible profoundly influences how you present yourself to everyone because it reflects on your confidence or lack thereof. Unwillingness to speak about what a valuable person you are, whether in words or in actions, comes across as having a lack of confidence about how worthy you are as a person or as an asset to your company or potential clients. Always become an asset to yourself, to others. Add value every single day. Tell yourself, take a vow. I add value to myself and to others around me for the highest good of all. Say that to yourself. Now, the unwillingness to shine with all your unique gifts translates to people thinking you lack unique gifts. हम सब पैदा हुए हैं विद अनलिमिटेड अबंडेंस, इतने यूनिक गिफ्ट्स आए हुए हैं जो सिर्फ मेरे में हैं, सिर्फ आपके में हैं। लेकिन क्या होता है, हम दिखाते ही नहीं है, तो लोग क्या बोलते हैं, अरे इसके पेट में फायर नहीं है, अरे इसमें कोई गिफ्टेड ही नहीं है, ये तो ऐसे ही है, बिकॉज दिखाया ही नहीं ना। That's why this vow can no longer exist in the same place with the new goal you've created. This vow will be invisible. It will cancel all your desires or efforts to reach out. तो इस vow को हमें खत्म करना है. Let's understand, how do we understand कि हमारे अंदर ये vow है कि नहीं? Test your vow. Are you invisible? Do you think you're invisible? You might not even know if your vow to be invisible is working or not. Understand it. Let's see right now. सबकॉन्शियसली क्या प्रोग्रामिंग है उसको अब देखते हैं। हमने अब ऑफ कोर्स कभी समझा ही नहीं, राइट? ना हमारी लाइफ में चल रही है कि नहीं, कैसे वर्क कर रही है कि नहीं, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड। सो ऑल ऑफ यू अलोंग विद मी, जैसे मार्गरेट बता रहे हैं, लेट्स डू दैट। टेक अ नाइस डीप ब्रेथ, क्लोज योर आईज फर्स्टली एवरीवन। टेक अ नाइस डीप ब्रेथ and visualize yourself standing very nicely groomed and dressed. You can release your breath, keep breathing normally. आप एक कमरे में खड़े हैं, वेरी नाइसली ड्रेस्ड अप, वेरी नाइसली ग्रूम्ड, परफेक्ट लग रहे हैं, and in the front of a room filled with at least 30 people, most of whom have some relevance or authority over your income or advancement. उन सब की कहीं ना कहीं आपकी इनकम की, आपके वर्ल्ड में कुछ महत्वता है। Now, if you have a job in a company, fill that room with your boss, the management and other colleagues. अगर आप बिजनेस में हैं तो उस रूम में अपने पार्टनर्स को, अपने पेरेंट्स को, या अपने जो भी आपके कोलैबोरेटर्स हैं उनको रख लीजिए। Now include people who are dependent on you doing your job, and also people who are at least partially responsible for how much money you make or whether you get a raise and how much money that would be from. So आपके अगर मैनेजर्स हैं, एचआर मैनेजर्स हैं, या कुछ जो भी आपकी फाइनेंशियल चेन में हेल्प कर रहे हैं, उनको उस कमरे में डाल लीजिए। Now, if you're self-employed or you own a small business, fill this room with your target market. So everybody there is a perfect client, or anyone else could offer a good opportunity for you. Now, as you stand facing them, looking so handsome or so beautiful, imagine yourself saying, I am awesome at this, and whatever I do, I'm a rock star, yeah. Whatever I do, I'm a rock star. I totally deserve to be paid well for this. आप अपने आप को ही बोल रहे हैं। So just say that to yourself now. I am awesome at what I do. I'm a rock star at what I do. I totally deserve to be paid well for this. अब कैसा फील हुआ? आंखें बंद करके देखिए कैसा फील हुआ। Did you have an ouch moment just thinking about saying that to other people? आपने जोर से बोला है, अपने आप को भी जोर से बोला है। लोगों का रिएक्शन मुंह देख रहे हो कि आपने जो बोला वो कैसे रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं, या आप एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हो वो भी स्माइल कर रहे हैं। Yes, you are. Now, this vow motivates you to keep your true self, your unique talents and special gifts invisible. It drives you to protect yourself to someone with whom you assume is more appropriate to fit in. You're reflecting on what other people want you to be. लोग क्या चाह रहे हैं आपसे, आप उनकी शक्ल देख रहे हो। देखो, अभी लोग देखते रहो उन लोगों को क्या रिएक्शन आ रहा है। Make an effort to please people and keep everyone else happy. या आपको मॉडेस्टी दिखानी है अपनी वैल्यूज के बारे में कि लोग आपके बारे में क्या बिलीव कर रहे हैं। Now you can open your eyes. क्या फील हुआ आपको पता है। अगर आप अनकंफर्टेबल हुए तो आपके अंदर वो वाव है इनविजिबल होने की। अगर आप कंफर्टेबल थे तो आपके अंदर है कि अरे मैं तो शेड चीज हूँ। What I hear from people after this exercise is, oh my goodness, get me out of this conditioning of mine. Get me in a place where I don't want to be in feeling what I did. लोगों ने मार्गरेट को बोला है, Margaret, it felt like I slid into the floor and I'm in a ball and I can't even deal with the exercise. It's so embarrassing, so terrifying. आपका रिएक्शन क्या था? Were you comfortable with the idea of announcing how fabulous you are to everyone in the room? Think about your reaction. If it was in any way negative, we'll do some tapping soon to clear away any intensity and programming around this vow to be invisible. Since it can affect your income, it's time to end it. अगर हमें लगा मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, ये तो सच नहीं है, तो इसका मतलब हमारे अंदर ये वाव है इनविजिबल होने का. तो अब हम इसको टैप अवे करेंगे, आज नहीं कल करेंगे, पर आज हम समझ रहे हैं. Now, if you can't stand there fully in your own power and declare to everyone who's listening that you have a tremendous value and deserve to get more money, that's commensurate with your value, consider that you have made that vow to be invisible. You may write it off as being shy or attributed to upbringing that taught you to be humble, that taught you to be कि भाई अपना खुद का बैंड मत बजाओ, अपनी बीन मत बजाओ, मॉडेस्ट रहो. तो ये कंडीशनिंग भी शायद आपके दिमाग में, इसलिए मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं इसलिए अनकंफर्टेबल था, मेरे बोलना नहीं आता लोग के सामने. आप कुछ भी बहानेबाजी मार दो. ट्रूथ ये है कि आपने इनविजिबल होने का वाव लिया है. But when this is reinforced by a vow, you're understanding that this is the biggest roadblock to career advancement and keeping your confidence low. For example, my client Michael had a major aha moment around this vow and how it was running so much of his life. He worked in a large firm with many opportunities for advancement, but he was also passed over when good ones opened up. For years, he focused on supporting his family and trying to make their lives better. उसने अपनी जॉब भी अच्छे से करी, सब कुछ हुआ, and he was wonderful. Yet he made no move to get promoted to a position he'd enjoy more because he didn't want to rock the boat and risk losing the one he had. So he just focused on doing what he believed he was supposed to be doing and suppressed dissatisfaction with his work. क्या मतलब हुआ? हम कई बार इतना सेफ एंड सिक्योर चलना चाहते हैं कि अरे फाइनेंस आ रहा है ना, आगे नहीं बढ़ते हैं, चलो कंफर्टेबल है, कल को वहां गड़बड़ हो गई तो हम उस चक्कर में जो हम एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं वो करते ही नहीं है, क्योंकि कंडीशनिंग ऐसी है. So when Michael was young, his father taught him the importance of being responsible. His definition of responsible was we are expected to keep a low profile while doing a good job, not doing anything to annoy people, and not asking for too much. Being grateful for what you love, what you have. जब अगर आप इतना safe play करोगे तो आगे कैसे बढ़ोगे? Michael worked hard in school, tried to do what teachers expected of him. He married his college girlfriend with the blessing of both sets of parents. He had a decent job that challenged him but covered the rent as well as extras for his family. He stifled thoughts of, is this all there is to life? Going to a job that bores me and being a good husband and father? He loved his family, but felt like there was nothing in life, just for him, nothing fun. So as we spoke, Michael's vow to be invisible, to be someone who's doing what others consider appropriate or following the supposed to be route, did not stand out as special. It became very, very, very clear. He was living in a survival mode, doing what others expect, and that's what he was doing. Just making enough money to support his family. कुछ satisfaction नहीं था, कुछ भी नहीं था, उसने अपनी attention दिया ही नहीं into what he really wanted. But Michael was living in a box. Everything in his life had to fit into it properly, or he got uncomfortable. Now, speaking of this, Michael was unhappy. He laughed and asked me to define being happy. He'd lost sight of enjoying life in exchange for doing the right thing, like his father had done. Michael wanted to break out of the box and make a lot of money, so he had freedom and to live more passionately. But he wanted to make money doing something that stimulated him, just a खुशी मिल रही, that used his brain power and other talents. Now, we will talk about what Michael did, how he created boxes tomorrow. So let's earmark no one at his job has slightest of idea. And ये हम सबकी लाइफ में है. हम लोग एक mundane life live कर रहे हैं. 90% people, 10% people. So you can change the book, please. So 90% people, we are living in a comfortable shell. हम अपने आप को stretch ही नहीं करते. ये comfortable है, पैसे आ रहे हैं, अरे मजा नहीं आ रहा है, पर काम करना है because expected है. काम उसमें करो ना जहां मजा आ रहा है. वेदांता में बोलते हैं लक्ष्य साधो जहां पैशन है तो अपने आप लक्ष्मी जी आती है. पैशन के ऊपर वर्क करें ना, लेकिन हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, सोसाइटी ने बोला अरे यू द ब्रेड विनर ऑफ द फैमिली, यू द मैन ऑफ द फैमिली. कई women को भी बोला जाता है यू द मैन ऑफ द फैमिली, तुम ही करोगे. So हमारी conditioning बहुत limited हो जाती है. So let's become thinking about this and let's go a little bigger. Tomorrow we will do more about tapping to understand that we can shake off these vows. Now let's read a chapter which says, be mature enough to be childish. So I know some of you will say, ye kya bol rahe hain? Steve Jobs was astonished. As CEO of Apple, he'd been given a young startup design group, Hovey Kelly, their big break, a commission that could establish their reputation. Apple had a global reputation for elegant design, yet they presented him with something that looked like it had been produced by a bunch of 5-year-olds in play school. Assorted scraps, a ball from a roll-on deodorant, a piece of refrigerator, bits of a car gas stick, and a dish from a supermarket, all held together with tape and rubber bands. Now, David Kelly and his colleagues were grown men with a business to run, and they'd spend days playing like children. They played around with scraps of objects and play school materials. They had lots of fun. But when they had to present the results to Jobs, which was notoriously high standards, what did they do? They presented this. Now, in the 1980s, products were formally designed in detailed drawings and then fabricated to these specifications. Prototype banta hai, pehle sketch bante hai, prototype banta hai. It was a lengthy, sophisticated process, very grown up, very serious. Kelly didn't want to work that out. He didn't want to work that way. It was too slow, too restrictive. He wanted to play around whatever materials were to hand and make a prototype fast. It was a crude creation, but it visualized an idea quickly. Now, Job instantly understood what this mishmash of bits and pieces meant. It was a revolutionary new computer mouse, one of the most sophisticated yet accessible pieces of technology ever made. Previous versions of the mouse could only be moved in a liner up and down across motion. They were full of fussy little parts and were very expensive to make. And the basic principle in Kelly's prototype, pairing a freely rolling ball like a roll-on deodorant with an optoelectronic system, was used by generations of mice. Billions were made. Due to success, Hovey Kelly blossomed into IDEO, the renowned international design consultancy. अब imagine कर सकते हैं कि वो बॉल के बिना आपका माउस रहे, you know, कि ऐसे जाए, ऐसे जाए, ऐसे जाए, ऐसे जाए. अब तो कहीं पे मूव कर सकते हैं, thanks to Hovey Kelly. How do you get adults to take play seriously? When giving a lecture, I've often tried an experiment made famous by Bob Mackim, an eminent researcher into creativity in the 1970s. He has a big influence in IDEO. I gave everyone a pen and a paper and asked them to draw the person next to them and then show each other their drawings. The reaction is always embarrassed laughter and repeated apologies. Mackim felt this proved how much we fear others' judgment. We are embarrassed about showing our ideas, and this apprehension makes us unadventurous. ये इतना चैप्टर फ्लो कर रहा है अभी आपने जो पढ़ा है ना, अगेन वही लोगों का जो जजमेंट है, हमारा जो डर है. Contrast his reaction with that of child undertaking the same exercise. They demonstrate a complete lack of inhibition. वो तो फ्री होते हैं. They're confident to show their work to anyone. अरे मैम मैंने आपको बनाया. उनको embarrassment नहीं है. आप बोलो I'm sorry ना, बिल्कुल आप अच्छे नहीं बन पाए. I'm so sorry, you know, because हम लोगों की reaction पे wait कर रहे हैं. वो out in the open है. Studies show that when children are in a secure environment, they feel most free to play. The same is true for adults. The main role as a tutor at university and as creative consultant is to set up situations where people feel confident enough to be playful. Now, being playful is what enables us to develop. When organizations tell me they're generating enough ideas and are falling behind the competitors, it's usually because their people are fearful and insecure, scared of what their boss or colleague will think, scared they'll get it wrong. Artists like Jean Dubuffet in the 1940s led the way in repraising the value of play. He was fascinated by the sense of freedom expressed in children's art. It was generally dismissed as worthless and primitive. But Dubuffet saw it as fresh and unself-conscious. He didn't simply copy the style of children's art. He copied their raw, innocent approach. He realized that although there were many benefits to maturity, he had forgotten one essential ingredient of creativity. That's play. That is the reason biggest of MNCs, अगर आप जाएंगे, they have a room where they can actually play a sport whilst, in their break time. Because if you play, it harnesses your energy. So कभी आपको बहुत काम हो या प्रेशर हो कुछ काम करने का, take a break, play a bit. कुछ करके आओ जिससे मजा आता है, release your energy. और कुछ नहीं, just get up and dance stupidly, do something. You need to activate those energy in your body, to be allowed to create something sensational. Dubuffet resolved to return to the unfettered mindset of childhood when he was working. His paintings became full of life, savage energy, and inventiveness of the child. He worked with the unprejudiced joy of an infant, trying out everything, fascinated by everything. Despite his work receiving the Child of Five to that jibe from critics, Dubuffet eventually gained an international reputation and a place in art history. The mindset of a child helped him to stay young, both emotionally and mentally, even into old age. A very firm plagued by executive burnout called me to see if I could prevent the best managers from suffering mental exhaustion. Stress leave was costing the company millions in lost productivity. The executives told me that packed schedules, deadlines, and responsibility meant the job was no fun anymore. I asked them to list fun activities and I asked them to list how long they took. And the executives discovered that most of the enjoyable activities took a day or longer. They weren't having fun because they didn't have enough time to fit them in. We broke the activities down into short mini breaks of half an hour or less. Suddenly, there were outlets for fun at many points during the day. Stress levels plummeted, production soared, and most importantly, they felt more fulfilled in both their working and private lives. So, very important to take breaks in life. Very important to understand. That's the reason मैंने आपको कई लोगों को बोला that I take short breaks very often. वो एक short break ना trigger कर लेती है अपने अंदर excitement, motivation, business करने का, काम करने का. It's very, very important to take short breaks. It's good for your growth. Blame society, parents, culture, school, or whoever. But generally speaking, our freedom is to be childish is buried. Instead, inhibition flourishes. We become afraid of being judged, wrong, or laughed at. Our fear of creating holds us back and prevents us trying new methods for the sheer joy of it. The future belongs to those who are ready to reconnect with the child, with the play. It is a child in you that is creative, not the adult. The child is free and does not know what they can't or shouldn't do. They haven't found what works, whereas adults repeatedly are working whatever worked last time. They are, pattern developers. Whatever you're doing, do it as if it's for the first time. To children, there is no last time. Every time is the first time. They explore a land without rules or preperceptions. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, the ability is stifled. Schools teach you something, then test you. In life, you're tested and teaches you something. The latter is the only effective way to learn. So let's reach within to reach out. Let's understand that life, अगर टेस्ट आ रहे हैं, obstacles आ रही हैं, problems आ रही हैं, वो हमें आगे सिखाएंगी for our future life ahead. So Robert Oppenheimer says a very nice thing. There are children playing in the streets who could solve some of my top problems in physics because they have modes of sensory perceptions and that I lost long ago. Let's understand all of us. Where are we heading? What are we doing? So let's have the next chapter. Yeah, it's a short one, so let's read it. Now, having said that we are all in this journey, let's bring out the inner child to play. Let's create actively. Itna strict mat ho yaar, just go have fun. But let's maintain momentum. Now, P Scott Fitzgerald, just not able to say the name. Fitzgerald had an idea for a story, he completely devoted himself to developing it. One of the greatest writers of the 20th century, he wrote a classic novel, The Great Gatsby. Aaj bhi itni movies bani hui hain, and there are so many parties that have this theme. Why? Because it was absolutely innovative. It defined the 1920s, the jazz age, a term he coined himself. Fitzgerald wrote and rewrote his stories repeatedly. He lived and breathed the tale and worked on the narrative every day without a break until it was finished, relentlessly rereading and editing his own writing over and over again, day after day, month after month. Why? Practice makes a man perfect. He explained that this is stubbornness. As a result, complex sentences gallops like wild horses in all directions, but always with Fitzgerald's firm hand on the reins. The reader senses he writes when on fire in the same zone. Writing and rewriting the stories intensified his unique voice. He wrote in a way that was uniquely his own. He honed each sentence to perfection. A great idea is electrifying and exhilarating. It has energy. But no matter how strong the idea, if you sit on it, it gets cold. You must maintain the sense of excitement you had when first inspired. Whatever the project, building a house, extension, renovating a boat, or planning to open a store, it's important to maintain the momentum. Work on an idea constantly until it's resolved. The minute we lose momentum, we lose the thread. Our inner critic awakens. We start doubting what we are doing, and energy levels drop when it comes to creative execution. The key is to get moving and keep moving. Brian May says, from the beginning of Queen, there was such momentum that I had never had any time to do anything else. My energy was 95% focused on the band. So very important for all of us to take, that's it, Rahul. So thank you, bring in our thoughts. Very important for all of us to understand, जब कभी कोई idea आए, ठंडा मत होने दो. वो fire feel हो रही है ना? Write down ideas, just write on paper, think on paper. It's a very beautiful thing because आपने दिमाग में क्या सोचा है, वो छूमंतर हो जाएगा. Think on paper, write on paper. Create excitement रहनी चाहिए. नहीं तो पुराना हो गया, बासी हो गया तो stagnate हो जाएगा. देखिए आज inner child की कितनी बात हो रही है. Talking about playing with the inner child, having fun, and that's what even Louis says comes with. I embrace my inner child with love. Each one of us is always working with a 3-year-old child within us. Most of us, unfortunately, spend our time yelling at that child and then wondering why our lives don't work. So very important to understand that hum लड़ रहे हैं, झगड़ रहे हैं with that inner child. Lekin it's time for us to appreciate that inner child. So embrace it. So anyone wants to read? Are you on one page ahead? Yeah, you're right. Rahul sir, हमने कल कर लेंगे. नहीं, we've done this. I love myself totally in the now. कल किया तो था हमने. I think करा था. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see that. So ये कल करेंगे. Now, if that is open, that's opened up. Yes, please read.
I embrace my inner child with love. Take care of your inner child. It is the child who is frightened. It is the child who is hurting. It is the child who does not know what to do. Be there for your child. Embrace it and love it, and do what you can to take care of its needs. Be sure to let your child know that no matter what happens, you will always be there for it. You will never turn away or run away. You will always love this child.
Very important. Very important. Tell your inner child, मैं हूँ. I'll always be there for you. All right, time for a meditation. And let's take a deep breath in. Let's take a deep breath out. Concentrate on your breathing. Take another deep breath in. And out. Once more, take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. Let's relax our body. Let's concentrate on our toes. Feel them becoming light. Concentrate on your ankles. Feel them becoming light. Concentrate on your calves. Feel them becoming light. Concentrate on your knees. Feel them becoming light. Concentrate on your thighs. Feel them becoming light. Concentrate on your hips. Feel them becoming light. Concentrate on your abdomen area and the lower back area. Feel them releasing all stress and tension, absolutely light. Concentrate on your stomach and the middle back. Feel becoming lighter and lighter. Go up in your heart area, chest area, upper back area. Feel yourself becoming so relaxed, so light. Now your head, so relaxed, so light. Every muscle in your body is so relaxed. Slowly observe your breathing and take a deep conscious breath. Relaxing yourself with every exhale. Breathe in, go to your stomach area, take a deep breath, and breathe out all stress, all tension. Now that you're fully relaxed, let's imagine ourselves with our one dream, our one manifestation that we really want it to come true. See it like a movie. How are you feeling? Your dream has come true. You're living in the future. See the people around you. The place you're in right now. See what's happening around you. See yourself in a conversation with people, their reactions. Feel the touch. Maybe somebody's blessing you, maybe somebody's hugging you, maybe you have a pat on your shoulder. Feel it. Just like as if it's taken place. Now let's tell ourselves, whatever I dream, I get. Because it's always for my highest good and for the highest good of all around me and all concerned. I live the life of my dreams. I ask, I believe, I receive. I know I'm at the right time, right place, with the right experience, just when it's required. I know everything happens in my life for a reason. I believe of that reason. I believe in myself. I believe in life having my back. I believe in universe having my back. Live in that scene. Still continue to feel the emotions, the reactions, the responses, the feeling. Now seal the scene, seal the deal, knowing it's coming true. It's come true already and we're enjoying it. And let's loudly tell our universe. You can open your hands to the universe and say that if you want. Imagine the moon is there above you, shining in its beautiful glory in the full Purnima, in the Taurus moon, and all your manifestations are coming true. This or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. Thank you, thank you, thank you, universe, for having my back, for motivating me, for keeping the inner child alive in me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can bring down your hands, comfortably rest them on your laps. And you're receiving blessings. If you can feel the energy in your center of your palms, that lot of energy is coming in you, great. If you can't, invoke the energy of the cosmic world, the cosmic energy in your hands, brightening you. Now with those beautiful energized hands, put them together like a namaste, put them together. And feel the energy moving from your center of the hands into the full of your hands, vibrating with a lot of energy. Feel the tingling. If you can't feel, it's still okay. There is energy, whether you feel or whether you don't. And now take this energy straight on your head. Cover your head. Beautiful energy. My Brahmyandra is here, my crown chakra. Let this cosmic energy, the divine guidance, the divine love, always penetrate me and make me pregnant with possibilities, that all that I wish, I dream, I believe, may I achieve all of it. May all my dreams come to fruition. Now take your hands on your face, cover them, bless the five senses. Eyesight, may we see beautifully. Ears, may we hear well. Mouth, may we speak well. For the nose, may we sense well, and for the touch, may we always have the beautiful touch and be touched by hands of love. Bless your neck, your shoulders, your arms, bless them, upper back, middle back, lower back, our hips, excretory organs, our thighs, and back of our knees, back of our calves, our soles. Feel the roots growing there into Mother Earth. Touch your front of your feet, your calves, front of your knees, thighs, sexual organs, entire gut area with large and small intestines, stomach, gallbladder, kidneys. Bless your lungs. Bless your heart. Bless your beautiful body. Bless your beautiful organs. Bless your hundreds and thousands of kilometers of blood circulation system, muscles, tissue, fibers. Bless, bless, bless. And now, send your blessings with the world. Share them with the world. Your Sanghamitras, their loved ones, and all beings on Mother Earth. Let our blessings be abundant. May we all be the channel of love. May we all be the channel of light. May we all be the channel of blessings for someone every single day. Love, light, and blessings, Shivani, Bharat, Jitendra ji, Ruchi, Pratima ji, Vijay ji, Manish, Gyan ji, Usha ji, Ritu, Kamakshi, Meenakshi, Peena, Surendra ji, Richa, Manisha, Supriya, Nikita, Niriksha, Dhruv and Parul, Neha, Rahul sir, Amrita ma'am, and to all our virtual participants, as well as all sentient beings. Love, light, and blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I really want to hear from people. I will again request, कल अगर आपने मिस भी किया है मैनिफेस्टेशन करना, in the front of the full moon. Abhi bhi full moon is very much there. ये Taurus का जो full moon आया है, साल में एक बार आता है. As you know, every full moon is special, unique in its quality. This full moon was specially there for our, our financial goals. So अगर finance related goals हैं, please universe में set out कर दीजिए with an intention, and please surrender them. Please let go, give in the universe. Open your arms and just give it. Feel that your goals are coming out of your arms into like the universe. कब magics unfold हो, we have no idea. अगर हमने नहीं किया है तो हम अभी भी कर सकते हैं. We are never too late. Get that very, 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 very clearly. Right? So thank you, Shivani. I really accept your love, light, and blessings. Thank you, Pratima ji. I really accept with gratitude your abundant manifestation, meditation, the blessings that you're going to be giving me. Without having said that, I know you always wish me, and I thank you for your WhatsApp messages of love and light. Really, enriched. Yes, Manisha, it's a very beautiful book. All the books are very beautiful. It's just that they're opening our energy centers into learning that all of us can do whatever we want in our life. Just that we have to become creative. Static energy ho jati hai, usko hum open karte hain. Yeah, that's what these sessions are all about. So thank you for making my morning magical. If anybody has any sharings, please raise your hand. If not, of course, tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, we will again tune in. Yeah, happy to be guiding you, Manisha, and everyone. I'm myself guided, right? So all of us are the channels of guidance. When I'm guided, so I guide as well. That's all. It all comes. And now in the unified journey, all of us will be guided by our higher selves. Now that's the beauty about unified, right? So let's all be guided and let's all know that divine is guiding us. That's why I'm saying it's beautiful right now if you go up. Abhi, I don't know if the sun has actually risen, but kai baar sunrise karne ke baad you can see the moon. So go manifest. Sun, moon, dono ki blessing le lo. Go for it. Just go in the universe, under the universe, your terraces, your gardens, or wherever balconies. See the sun, moon, see the universe, and open your arms. Some people call it Shah Rukh Khan pose. I call it the abundance pose. Whatever you want to do, just do it. Enjoy yourself. Manifest your life the way you want it to be, trusting the process of life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love and light to everyone. Be blessed. Grateful.